You win a game, everybody's the greatest player in the world. You lose a game, they throwing dirt on you.
Chris Broussard, I give LeBron James 99% of the blame because this time
Max,
Dwayne Wade did bang up his hip.
Will LeBron eventually be on the Lakers Mount Rushmore?
He wasn't able to play only
It's hard to put into
minutes.
words the greatness of this dude.
But
he put it on display and basically put the world on notice his levels to this.
4%. I mean, and what we're saying is, can he right now, at 52 years old,
right here, right now,
beat LeBron one-on-one? I mean, and be honest.
But Kwame Brown, who is the new scrub?
We are all slaves to the moment. The past never returns, and the future never arrives. The present is all we got. Everything we know and experience happens now, which can often cloud our judgment and change our perception of the world, leading us to believe more recent events as truth. Recency bias. The tendency to overemphasize the importance of recent experiences or the latest information we possess when estimating future events. Sound familiar? Of course it does, because this is exactly what sports media, especially the NBA, does to generate as many clicks as possible. Take a look at any verified account that posts NBA basketball. Here we are on the official NBA ESPN page. Here's a post of Giannis. We might have to revisit if he is the best player. Have we forgotten what this man has accomplished in the past few years to become the widely regarded best player in the world? But okay, that's just one post. Go down here a little more. Another Giannis post. This was a complete failure for the Milwaukee Bucks. But who knows more about failure than Kendrick Perkins himself, the 2014 Shaqtin' a Fool MVP. But okay, those are just hot takes to generate clicks, and one is Kendrick Perkins. We don't always need to hear what the talking heads on TV have to say. Let's listen to some of the fans. Here's another post of the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's go to the comments here. The top comment: can't be the best player in the world till he proves himself again. What more does a man like Giannis have to prove? The widely consensus best player in the league has another dominating MVP caliber season, but his team flares out early in the playoffs despite injury and still dominating play. And all of a sudden, the whole NBA world turns on him. Recency bias. Clearly, no fan base is more guilty of this than NBA fans, especially the ones with the loudest voices and most to share, who also happen to not watch much actual basketball, but also have the most to say about it. Does that make any sense? No. But that's a topic for another discussion. The rise of mass media has only made recency bias worse, publicizing everything these athletes do to the maximum, such as this new narrative we have going on. Stephen Curry isn't clutch. And this narrative stems from the stat line that's been going around recently that he is 0 of 12 in shots in the playoffs with less than 45 seconds to tie or take the lead. Sounds awfully cherry-picked to give someone the label of not being clutch. Now some will see that he has been the leader of a dynasty that has won 4 championships in the past 8 years. Clearly, you don't get these accolades without being clutch. But most don't do their own research. They just regurgitate what is being told to them and what they read online without checking their sources. Now keep in mind, I am recording this right before Game 6 of the Warriors-Lakers series. So if Steph Curry lays an egg, I'll take my L. But if he does, that would only further prove my point. Now recency bias would have you thinking that Steph Curry isn't clutch. But we know better. Remember when Steph Curry scored an efficient 56 and 8 in a Game 7? This must have been ages ago for people to forget about this and call him a choker. Well, as a few of you may remember, this was 2 weeks ago against the Sacramento Kings. We have finished 1 playoff series and we're already forgetting greatness. This is how bad the recency bias and clickbait has gotten in the NBA community. And have we just completely forgotten about last year's NBA Finals? Where in a closeout opportunity, on the road, Steph Curry drops an efficient 34, 7, and 7, while adding 13 of those points in the fourth quarter to close out the series and win his fourth NBA championship and his first Finals MVP. But no, he's not clutch. As we've clearly seen, this problem stems from the jackasses on TV who tear down another grown man as a career. Luckily, we have people like JJ Redick who actually knows what he's talking about and checks these analysts. And we've gotten to a point where most sports fans don't even watch games anymore. And I get it. There is 1,230 games plus another 2 months of playoff basketball. I ain't watching all that. And neither is anyone else. The regular season has become a drag. If most of the players don't even care about it, how can we expect the fans to care about it? Especially when your team has one of the best players on the planet and strips it down to tank like mine did. And if your favorite team becomes unwatchable, what will make you want to watch the rest of the league? So the only way to follow the league for many is to resort to the media. And the talking heads on TV inject these hot takes into our brains with no further research. So the recency bias epidemic isn't your fault. It's the fault of guys like Stephen A., Max Kellerman, and Skip Bayless who've been clickbaiting us for over a decade. But this can all be avoided by occasionally watching the sport that you love so much. So before you speak, do your research. And we can give the power of sports media back to the fans.